targets, 5 realistic trade targets with Tuesday's trade deadline approaching. This from Browns Wire. We're going to run through them. Milton Williams, defensive tackle from the aforementioned Philadelphia Eagles. KJ Hamler, wide receiver from the Broncos. Safety Xavier Woods from the Panthers. Muhammad, edge rusher from the Bears. Tommy Trimble, tight end from the Panthers. I'm not sure they're going to look for a wide receiver or a tight end. I think Donovan Peoples-Jones has been fine. They want to see more of David Bell. They want to see more of Woods. Milton Williams, I'd listen to that, I guess.
Yeah, so he's interesting because he's got time left on his contract. He's got 2 more seasons after this year, and that's the important part. As my colleague at Browns Wire, Corey Kinnan, made very clear, they don't trade for expiring contracts. Deion Jones was a bit of an exception because I think they knew that they were going to sign him to a longer-term deal and make sure that was taken care of. So that you got to kind of throw that one out. As dire as things are at tight end right now, you're not going to trade assets for Tommy Tremble. Look, he's a fine player. He's actually been better than I thought he would be coming out of Notre Dame, but he's not a guy that's going to move the needle. He's not a guy who's going to help this team go from 2-5 to 4-5. That's just not who he is. Williams, though, is an interesting one. He's in his second season, second-round draft pick. Hasn't really found a home. He's not a great scheme fit for what Philadelphia likes to do, and he hasn't unseated Fletcher Cox yet. And I think Cox is 33, 34 years old, and they haven't really eased him into that role yet. So he's clearly a guy who should be able to be had. The question is, what can you give up for him? What do you have to offer? You don't have your first round pick. You're going to be in the need to collect picks. You talked about the salary cap implications and how they have to roll things over. One of the ways that you get better with that is you hit on some late round draft picks. That's your cheap depth. That's how you can afford to pay the top end. They don't really have that because they haven't hit on those late round picks, and now they don't have that many. So it's tough to say. I will say, to go back to what the last caller said, though, I mean, you've got a need for a guy. Milton Williams, coming out of Louisiana Tech, was a guy who was a problem for both the run and the pass. So if they're going to make one, that would be the one that I would go for. Nothing against Al-Qadim Muhammad, nothing against Xavier Woods, but they're not guys that are going to help, and you're not in a position to be to take a guy who's got 10 games left on his contract. That's just not where they're at. Would they take Kareem Hunt? Who knows? That's probably something that will get talked about a lot.